Hi everyone, Matthew here at AAWeatherWatch with our weekend video brief taking a look at the final weekend of June, Saturday the 24th and Sunday the 25th. Now, not a bad weekend ahead, certainly nowhere near as warm or as summery as has been the case this past working week, but it won't be a washout by any means and there'll be a lot of useful dry weather. Satellite imagery shows a band of cloud across the country at the moment that has been bringing some patchy rain east and southeastwards through the day in association with a weak weather front. However, as you can see to the west of the country, there's relatively cloud-free skies, and essentially this highlights, a general improvement in the weather through into the course of Saturday. A lot of useful dry weather on Saturday once some early morning rain clears southern and eastern areas. However, I bring your attention to this region of cloudy away to the west in the North Atlantic, just exiting out of eastern Canada. Here's Newfoundland, for example. This region of cloud in association with an area of low pressure which will move across the North Atlantic over the weekend and then eventually bringing some outbreaks of rain into western areas later in the day on Sunday, but otherwise even Sunday is looking a reasonably dry day. So let's take a look at the forecast weather charts now to put the details onto the forecast, and looking through the rest of Friday you can see towards the middle of the day some patchy light rain and showers across parts of the south and east. This will generally linger through the course of the afternoon, but elsewhere, particularly across northern and western areas, it will become drier and brighter with some sunny spells possible this afternoon. It will continue to be much cooler than of late though through the remainder of the day, and quite breezy as well with a moderate to fresh westerly wind. Through into Saturday evening, and many areas generally becoming predominantly dry and into the overnight period. However, there is then a risk of some patchy rain and drizzle developing from the west and southwest into the early hours of Saturday. So by the time we get to Saturday morning, as you can see on the weather chart, perhaps some patchy rain and drizzle across parts of the south and southeast. Certainly nothing significant and generally nothing more than nuisance value amounts of rain really, but it will lead to quite a cloudy and damp start in the south. However, through the course of the day, the cloudy and damp start across the south and southeast, conditions improving, and then following on into the afternoon, drier and brighter conditions with some sunny spells. A few scattered showers can't be ruled out across parts of Ulster in particular, but otherwise, as the forecast weather chart highlights, a lot of dry weather, some brighter sunny spells too, especially across the south and east, again once the morning rain has cleared. However, note the close proximity of the black lines, these isobars, and as ever, the closer these are together indicates a rather windy picture, and it will be quite a breezy day for the time of year. Moderate to fresh west to northwesterly wind is perhaps locally strong around coasts and hills of the north and west, and that making for a particularly cool feel to the weather, especially compared with recently. Now through into Saturday evening, and it is a very quiet and benign period of weather. Many areas dry on Saturday night, perhaps with the exception of a couple of light showers across parts of Ulster, but through in towards around 3 o'clock on Sunday morning, and then starting on Sunday 6 o'clock you can see a lot of dry weather. Through the course of Sunday, and again it is another relatively dry day for many, perhaps a few scattered showers across Ulster again, but this is the weather chart for around about the middle of the day, and again predominantly dry. Yes, there will be quite a lot of amount of cloud at times, but equally the cloud breaking to allow for some bright or sunny intervals, perhaps especially so across more eastern areas as is evident on the weather chart. However, as you can see, approaching from the west is the next batch of wet weather in association with that region of cloud which are highlighted on satellite imagery. Now this will approach from the west towards the end of the day, essentially bringing thicker cloud and then some rain into the far west of Ireland into Sunday evening, but more particularly into Sunday night. Now this is around about 9 o'clock as things stand on Sunday evening. You can see many areas ending the weekend increasingly cloudy and with outbreaks of rain spreading into the far west and southwest. And just quickly looking ahead into the start of next week, and unfortunately it does look as though low pressure will be the dominant feature, not just for the start of the week, but for the majority of next week as well. Clearly more details on that at the beginning of next week. But this is Monday's weather chart for around about 6 o'clock, the start of the new working week, and unfortunately low pressure moving in from the west to lead to a wet and windy start to next week. So let's take a look at the temperatures now through the course of the coming weekend, and as indicated, and as has already been the case anyway really, temperatures have dropped markedly compared with earlier in the week, and it will continue to be a particularly cool weekend for the time of year, and again quite in contrast to the weather of late. Temperatures this afternoon through the rest of Friday, highs 13 to 17 degrees. This evening and overnight, quite a cool night, particularly rurally, temperatures down to 8, 9, 10, 11 degrees, but otherwise remaining around about 12 or 13 for most. Through into Saturday, and temperatures otherwise generally near to average, if not perhaps just slightly below, particularly across parts of the north and west where it is cloudier and windier. As you can see, temperatures perhaps no better than 12 or 13 across parts of the north and west, which is again below average for the latter half of June, but in some sunshine across parts of the south and east once the rain clears, temperatures 16 or 17 degrees, and this feeling not too bad in some sunshine. Another quite cool night again on Saturday night through into Sunday. Single figure minimum temperatures certainly possible in rural areas, 8 or 9 degrees for example, otherwise 10 or 11 is most likely. Through into Sunday, temperatures overall very similar, particularly across northern and western areas, highs around about 13 to 16, continuing to feel quite cool in particular of late. However, further south and east, temperatures potentially reaching 16 or 17 degrees Celsius, and again in some sunshine, not feeling too bad, but clearly compared with of late, these temperatures are much lower. So let's finalise that in our weekend weather summary. Saturday the 24th, yes, there may quite well be some nuisance value, patchy rain and drizzle across parts of the south and east of the country, but otherwise a lot of dry weather will then dominate throughout the day, with some bright or sunny spells and perhaps just with a few showers across Ulster. Much cooler than of late and a breezy day too. Through into Sunday, a few scattered showers again possible across parts of Ulster, but otherwise another dry day for much of the country. Despite quite a lot of cloud, there will be some brighter sunny spells, but then expect wet weather to arrive from the west late in the day, and this then signalling a particularly wet and unsettled start to next week. So that's all the details for the forthcoming weekend. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you have a great weekend.